There's something I've been wanting to talk about for a while. Something so many of us brush under the rug because we think it's just part of being a new mom. But here's the truth. Motherhood isn't supposed to feel like you're drowning in a fog you can't escape. If you've been feeling off lately, like the joy of holding your baby isn't quite reaching your heart, or you're exhausted in a way sleep just won't fix, I want you to know you're not alone. And more importantly, it's not your fault. Today, we're going to walk through 5 early signs of postpartum depression that often fly under the radar. These aren't the things people usually warn you about, but they're just as important. Let's start with the first one. Imagine this. You're sitting in the nursery, rocking your sweet little one, and instead of feeling that warm, overwhelming love everyone talks about, you feel nothing. Or maybe worse, resentment. You tell yourself, I should be happy, but the guilt just piles up. This, my friend, is what I call the numbness trap. It's not just baby blues. It's your brain chemistry shifting in ways you can't control, and it's one of the first whispers of postpartum depression. But here's the good news. Recognizing it is half the battle. The other half? Reaching out to a friend, a doctor, or even a support group. You don't have to white-knuckle your way through this. Now, let's talk about the second sign. The invisible exhaustion. I'm not talking about the tiredness that comes with midnight feedings. This is the kind of fatigue that clings to your bones, even after a full night's sleep. You might find yourself staring at the wall for hours, unable to muster the energy to shower or eat. One mom I spoke to described it as feeling like a ghost in her own life. If this sounds familiar, please hear me. This isn't laziness. It's your body waving a red flag. And the fix isn't just more coffee. It's asking for help. Let someone else fold the laundry or cook a meal. Your only job right now is to heal. Before we move on, I want to pause here. These first 2 signs, the numbness and the exhaustion, are so easy to dismiss, especially when society tells us new moms should be glowing. But here's what I've learned. Glowing isn't a requirement. Surviving is. Thriving comes later. Let's keep going. Have you ever found yourself snapping at your partner over something tiny, like leaving a dish in the sink? Or bursting into tears because the grocery store was out of your favorite cereal? This, my dear, is the third sign, the anger avalanche. It's not just hormones. It's a symptom of postpartum depression that nobody warns you about. The way irritability becomes a constant companion. One minute you're fine. The next, you're furious. And then the guilt hits all over again. But here's the thing. Anger is often just pain in disguise. It's okay to feel it. What's not okay is letting it isolate you. Talk to someone. Write it down. Scream into a pillow if you need to. You're not a bad mom. You're a human being under immense pressure. Now let's talk about the fourth sign, the one that's hardest to admit. The fear of failing. You lie awake at night, convinced you're doing everything wrong. What if I drop the baby? What if I never bond with them? These thoughts spiral until they feel like truths. But let me tell you a secret. Every mom has these fears. The difference with postpartum depression is how loud they get. One woman I know started texting her sister every hour just to ask, "Is the baby still breathing?" That's when she knew she needed help. And guess what? She got it. Therapy, medication, and time. It wasn't a quick fix, but it was a lifeline. Which brings me to the fifth sign. The isolation spiral. You cancel coffee dates. You stop returning calls. You tell yourself, nobody understands, until the walls of your house feel like they're closing in. But here's the truth. Isolation feeds postpartum depression. Breaking the cycle starts with one tiny step. A walk around the block, a 5-minute phone call, even joining an online group. You don't have to share your whole story. Just listen. Connection is medicine, even in small doses. Let's circle back. We've talked about numbness, exhaustion, anger, fear, and isolation. 5 silent thieves that steal the joy of new motherhood. But here's what I want you to take away. These aren't life sentences. They're signposts, pointing you toward the help you deserve. So, what does getting help actually look like? Start with your body. Schedule a checkup and mention how you're feeling. So many women downplay it. "Oh, I'm just tired." Don't. Be brutally honest. Your doctor can't help you if they don't know the full picture. Next, lean on your village. Even if that village is a virtual stranger from a support group. There's no trophy for doing this alone. And here's a tip I learned from my grandmother. Feed your soul, not just your baby. Take 10 minutes a day to do something that reminds you who you are. Read a poem, dance to your favorite song, or just sit outside and feel the sun on your face. You're not just a mom. You're a person with needs, and that's okay. Finally, let's talk about medication. I know there's so much stigma, but let me ask you, if you had diabetes, would you refuse insulin? Postpartum depression is a medical condition, not a moral failing. Medication isn't forever, but it can be the bridge that gets you back to yourself. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this. You are stronger than you know, but you don't have to be strong all the time. It's okay to rest. It's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to admit that this season is hard. Motherhood isn't about perfection. It's about showing up, even when you're broken. And if you take just one thing from this video, let it be this: you're not alone. Not now, not ever. So, let's start a conversation. Drop a comment below. Have you experienced any of these signs? What helped you? Your story could be the light someone else needs. And if you found this helpful, hit that like button and subscribe. Together, we can rewrite the narrative around postpartum depression. Until next time, remember, you're doing better than you think. Happy healing. Beautiful.